It's not a question of any kind of guilt, I feel, because I don't.
You have no guilt? I thought you said you're religious.
No,
You've got to have some guilt if you're religious. Hey, well, I forgot to ask what denomination. Are you Catholic?
Well, I was raised Serbian Orthodox, right?
Oh,
You're
right,
Croatian
of course,
Catholic.
right.
But so that's my faith. I was raised that way, and I believe I was, the Christian faith is my faith.
Yeah. Do you have Christian guilt?
No,
Really?
I don't know.
You have no guilt for anything?
Well, I have regrets.
Oh, regret.
Yeah.
What's the difference between regret and guilt for you?
I suppose guilt means you're
Guilty of something versus regret?
I'm super careful not to ever acknowledge that because I know what the truth is. But I suppose I suppose there's some regrets that are probably similar to being, broken relationships that have gone through the years. I have regrets about those things, but it's more regret, I think.
I'm just saying flat out, this is the reality of you.
Yeah.
You have some kind of a gift, and I don't know what it is. That's why I didn't know if it's God gift. I know part of it's polished. You're really good at what you do, obviously, and you're trying to get votes. And you're probably still trying to get votes today in this very room, at this table, and when you walk out these doors. You're still trying to get elected. Whether it's elected to people's hearts, their souls, whatever it might be, I think you're doing it because it's part of who you are. Are you a flim-flam man? Do you think you're like lying and deceiving people? Or this is who you are, who we see?
It's a good question. So real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So there I am as a 9-year-old.
Okay.
Literally making more money than I was making as a former governor in prison. Teaching history. Yeah. Or working in the kitchen. Or
What did you make there, by the way?
I made $5 a month.
Okay.
$5.25 a month.
Huh.
So I do cameos, among the things I do now, people hire you to. But in one cameo,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to you got to do at least 30 seconds. I do a lot more than that. But let's say I do the max 10 minutes. In one cameo, I'm earning more money than I made in a whole year in prison.
Interesting.
For 8 years, right? And I was making more money shining shoes at 9 years old. How ironic. It's just an ironic thing I point out, right?
It is.
And, prior to the calamity, I had a pretty impressive resume. Governor of the 5th largest state, United States Congressman for 6 years.
Yeah. You had it all right.
I had a lot. I'm very blessed.
I think I'm right. Yeah.
And a great wife. And Patty's fantastic.
Still? You guys are
Great.
still happy and
I'm happier than she is, but
that's a great line, Ron. It's a great
she's
line.
working on it.
That's a great line. That's funny. Good for you.
Look, she would have liked me to be a little bit more open-minded about perhaps cutting my losses and making a deal
Early on, you mean?
for the welfare of our children.
Right.
She's all about our kids, and it's as it should be. That can't be so political. And yet, you look back on my case. These were Bush-appointed prosecutors, Republicans. It was a Republican judge appointed by Reagan, who I voted for twice as a Democrat. That's what I get for being a Reagan Democrat. I get that judge. And then the appellate court, all 3 of them were Republicans. And I think they were protecting their own. And that's why they did what they did and kept me where they kept me for as long as they did. And the irony, here again, I go back to my faith in the hand of God and how there's a plan.
Right.
Who would have imagined possibly that a Republican President, Donald Trump, who's not exactly a typical Republican,
Not at all.
right?
Of course not.
Would have me on his show Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
When no one wants to hire me.
You're going to say, yeah, right.
Yeah, no one wants to hire me because they don't want to get what I got on them. You're like a leper, right?
Right.
And he's watching me on TV, calling them out, fighting back, and he likes it. And I'm turning down. HBO offered me 6 figures right after my arrest because I was a public figure who was so. The narrative was that Bernie Madoff and I were the 2 biggest scumbags in the world when this all came down, right?
Bunny Ranch.
Bunny Ranch, 6 figures, comfortably well into the 6 figures.
Just to show up, kind of thing.
Would not show up, but I'd be on every episode, and I'm the greeter.
I see.
Okay, so the Johns come in, and I'm saying, here, come on, take a look at the girls, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Well, I declined that. I've got daughters, not doing that. Right? Then I got was offered $10,000 to shave my head. Hey,
For what
on
purpose?
TV, on public thing.
Just as a spectacle or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt that was demeaning, and plus I didn't want to shave my head. So
The hair is part of your gift, right?
Well,
I think we all know that.
And there's a vanity quality and all that.
Of course there is,
So I
yeah.
turned that one down, I didn't even hesitate.
10 grand, that's like nothing.
I got paid offered $10,000 to sing an Elvis song. I jumped at that. I got paid.
What song?
Treat Me Nice from the movie Jailhouse Rock.